Hi, and welcome to the Crafty Knit Twins YouTube channel, our first ever video. Hence, we don't know what we do. So basically we're just here to introduce ourselves. We just kind of want to answer some questions about who we are, how we got to where we are, some of our favourite things, what we're working on at the minute, what we're planning on doing, what videos we want to make, if anyone wants to watch any of them. Who will say. So this is, welcome to our YouTube channel basically. Hi. And so who are we? I'm Becky. I'm Emily. We're non-identical twins. Actually, that's one of the funniest things actually about being a twin, is that as soon as you say you are twin, instantly the next question anyone asks is identical or non-identical. So normally when I introduce that I'm a twin, that literally before anyone gets it out, I say non-identical, don't worry. And I always say she's freckly and ginger. That's the kind of description.
I say you're blonde, yeah.
That's the kind of description of how we're different. Freckly and ginger, and I'm blonde. Yeah, so yeah, non-identical twins. I'm currently a student learning diagnostic radiography.
I worked in a hospital in pathology, but I'm about to move to Australia, so I'm doing a sabbatical for 17 months. So yeah,
So this is our first video together, and might be the
last.
Well, not the last, but it might take a while to get back together.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad.
But yeah, basically my main hobby is knitting, and my other main hobby is sailing. We both sail.
Yeah.
We used to sail competitively, now we do it more recreationally. But that is basically who we are. We're two twins from UK, Suffolk,
Who love crochet and knitting.
Yeah, basically.
So first things first, how we actually started. I think we've probably mentioned previously that we started during lockdown, which I think was a common thing for nearly everyone.
A lot of crafters, I would say.
You wanted something to do. So it was our mum that taught us, actually no, mum taught you how to knit, and then you actually ended up teaching me as you were still learning, which is really interesting. In about August 2020 was when I learned.
Yeah, we went on like a summer holiday, and just before the holiday, my mum just gave me a set of like, I think about 30 stitches on a needle, and taught me all the different like garter skirts, stocking, moss, all that kind of stuff. And then I think we went on a website, bought me a really simple pattern of a stocking stitch jumper, and we went on this holiday and I started doing this jumper, and at the same time that's when we started teaching
me
you
to do it. If I'm honest, did about, I think 2 jumpers knitting, and then went to crochet. And it was actually my auntie, I don't know, a few years before, had got me a Harry Potter crochet kit, like a little, I think it's actually over there. Yeah, do you want to grab him? So that was like, I'll learn how to crochet. And that's Hedwig, that was the second one I did. And then Harry was the first. I thought, oh yeah, I can do this, it's fine, I know how to knit, and obviously it's a complete different ball game of kind of learning the magic ring and all that kind of stuff. So actually YouTube helped me so much. It's half the reason I kind of want to do this, to kind of try and help other people do stuff. And actually, if I'm honest, I think I've been crocheting way more since then. I've done like 1 jumper maybe, a couple of hats, but everything I do is crochet. I love it. And that is, granny squares is my new obsession now, but kind of doing, soft toys is, my thing.
I would say I've always remained a knitter. The irony that I am crocheting now. This is the only thing that I have crocheted, and it's absolutely humongous, but I wasn't going to do a knitted blanket. This has taken me about a year, and no,
more than that.
Well, you don't count the year 2022. You can't finish until 2022 for a 10% blanket.
But you still count it.
But yeah, it's taken me a very long time to do, so knitting would have taken a lot longer. Yeah. So this, I can literally crochet in a straight line, and that's about it. My knitting, I do a lot more jumpers and things like that.
So maybe actually some of my videos should be me teaching you how to crochet, like things that aren't a straight line, and then maybe you teaching me some fancy knitting stuff, because I have tried to actually very recently do this really nice top, and I bought the wool for it, and I must have started about 10 times over and frogged it, and I just can't do it. It's a really beautiful pattern, but I just can't figure out how life makes to do it. So if you can teach me how to knit and make that top, and I'll teach you how to crochet.
Deal. So currently, as I've already mentioned, I'm working on my 2022 temperature blanket. It's taken me from the start of 2022 to now. I have got about just under 4 rows of my border left, because I've decided to use every single colour that I've used in my temperature blanket for my border, and I've done 2 rows of every single colour. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen my updates on it, because I'm trying to get it done before I move to Australia.
A week today.
Yeah, it's a week today, so I've got to got to power through. But essentially, it's a very large blanket that keeps going
And Kerry.
So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on.
I am currently in my granny square obsession phase. For some reason, when I started crocheting, I didn't touch them. I didn't really like them, but now I am. So I'm doing kind of 2 things at once. Well, definitely more than that, but let's say 2 for now. One of them is a temperature blanket for 2024, which is a granny square, and it's actually upstairs. But the other thing I'm working on at the minute is a granny square cardigan. I've made, oh god, I don't know how many I've made. I know I have 4 left. I tried to do it yesterday and tried to finish all of them, but I didn't. But I've realised today that I haven't weaved in any ends. I obviously need to block all of it. So I am not close as I thought I was. But hey, it'll get there.
We both are also working on other things. I think you wouldn't really be
a crochet or knitter if you haven't got about 10 things on the go.
Yeah.
I'd say that's why I was like, oh, I have 2 things, because these scissors are not working. Because I technically, at the minute in my head, I only have 2 things, but I definitely don't.
Yeah.
One of them,
I've got the yarn for a lot of other plans.
yeah. Well, one of them is the
ideas.
knitted top I just literally talked about. Like, that's in that kind of box somewhere.
But that's basically the main things that we're working on.
I'm currently I'm doing a testicle at the minute. You can't say that, can you? Online you can write, oh, can someone do my testicle? But when you actually speak to people, you can't say that. I'm doing a tester pattern cool at the minute for my cozy chunky cardigan, which I didn't quite realise that actually people would want to do that, because we've done patterns before and I think we just released them and done them, whatever. I had a lot of people actually sign up, and I actually amazed. It's so good. And actually what I'm even more amazed by is that actually the people that are doing it, which it still kind of blows my mind that people want to do it, but the people that are doing it, some of them within a day had posted online and they'd done like the front left side or something, and so many people have done it and posted it and they look so good, and other people have already emailed me and been like, oh, like a small update, which is so good, and I'm looking at it being like, oh yeah, I should have done that, should have done this. But obviously it's all different kind of crochet experience coming together to create this, so like it wasn't a group effort, especially at this stage, but yeah, just want to talk about it. So next thing is a favourite thing we've made ever, which is
I think the favourite thing I have made is my comfy oversized cardigan. It's the first pattern I ever released.
It is our best one by far.
It is the best-selling pattern.
Best-selling for our page, like it's still best-selling.
Best-selling for us. But it's so simple, it's so easy, the colours look so good, it's all made with the same yarn. So if you wanted to have that multicolour in the pattern, in the cardigan, you just need to buy that particular yarn, but you can use any chunky yarn for it. So it's a really good beginner pattern, and again, because it's an oversized, it's a little bit baggy. I mean, that means you can make it even bigger, even smaller by just doing a different size if you want to have it a bit more fitted. And for a beginner, when you're not worrying about saping in the same way, it kind of takes that element away. So
even I can do it.
Even Becky could do it. So that is my favourite thing I think I've ever made. Although I've got an idea for something else, which I think may become my favourite once it's complete, but it will be a long time in the making.
despite all that time you talking, I still cannot think of my favourite thing I made. I've made so many things I love. Oh God, I don't know. I think some of the like kind of my first thing of crochet was these giant octopuses. I must have made about 6 of them. And given them to various different people. Our mum got 2. She wanted 2. I don't know why. I've got 1.
I've got 1. It lives in my car.
Yeah.
It's my car buddy.
My other half has 1. He named his Maximus because it is about...
Mine's called Oceana.
After.
If anybody knows the club over here, Oceana.
Shut down now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that because it was a thing that made me start crocheting. Genuinely, I saw it on, I don't know if it's Instagram, someone made this giant octopus and I was like, that's it. So I was like, I'll do the Harry Potter first, make all my mistakes on that, and then buy this really expensive yarn and use that once I know what I'm doing. And I won't touch the expensive yarn before. I remember getting it was like the size of my face and I was just like, but yeah.
What videos are we planning on doing? Is this Instagram or is this YouTube?
I kind of thought this question about YouTube because Instagram I just kind of make whatever's fun. Like I just do whatever. But for YouTube, I kind of have a semi-plan as much as I have a plan, like which is actually linked to this. So I kind of want to do a step-by-step of how to make this cardigan. So kind of doing like magic ring and slip knots first, and then using the moss stitch to create the granny squares, and then kind of putting it all together and kind of just do almost how to do it. Because like I said, I learned how to crochet using YouTube, and I know so many people do different granny square cardigans, and I just love the idea of it. So that's kind of my plan going forward, but yeah, we'll see.
So you're a lot more organised than me. I am not an organised person, if there is anybody that knows me out there. There are a few things that I'm organised, to be fair. I love my job and I absolutely love being organised at my job. But just day-to-day life,
not. I think the thing that really summed us up really well is that when we went to like primary school and we had like I don't know if it was end of year report or it was some report of some kind, and Emily's teacher came back and was like, oh, she's so organised, all this other stuff. And my teacher didn't really say that. And Mum and Dad actually were convinced that they've got the wrong way round. Like, this is not right. I'm organised, you're not. Like, that's how it's been set.
I have the ability to be organised when I need to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have...
You prefer it when I do it for you.
Yeah. I have very few ideas. I have some in terms of, again, how to kind of show you the basics of knitting and whatnot, but...
Sorry, I had another idea as well.
You do?
Completely interrupting you. I think you should do this as well, is a temperature blanket one. Like, these are the colours we use for our temperature blanket. Because I've seen that people comment, this is what we've used, this is what we've done, this is how many stitches, this is what we've done for the border. Because we have a crochet and knitting club, which is us, my mum, my auntie, and we've all done the temperature blanket for 2022. And what's amazing is that none of us have done the same thing. So kind of
we've used the same colours. We have used the same colours, like same colour scheme.
But that's the best thing, is we used the same colours, but we did a different amount of stitches, and then especially when it came to the border, everyone did something different, like by a mile.
Border, but even when we actually did the actual blanket, so I did the maximum temperatures for where I live, and
I did like an average of like 8 across the day, and so did my mum, but then my mum
lives an hour away from you.
But whenever she went on holiday, she was like, oh, I'm going to do it where I was, whereas for some reason I didn't do that. I don't know why, because that was where I was. But, and then our auntie just did the average of the high and the low.
Which did actually
make a difference.
It all makes a big difference. So, and again, like you said, the border is different for all of us. I think me and my aunt actually did the same border, but again, she did an average, I did the max temperature for the main bit. So all the blankets
are different.
Are very different.
But like for 2024, me, my auntie, and my mum, you're not because you're going to Australia, are doing a granny square temperature blanket.
Although you say that, someone at my work has turned around to me and went, you should
why would Australia
do one for Australia and do completely warmer colours.
Yeah,
and
that'd be cool.
Just do it for Australia. And I was like, ooh.
Well, we're doing a granny square one. And we've said that we didn't want to do the same colour, so we've done like kind of greens and silver, just, you know, aesthetic reasons. It's actually really a lot harder because you don't have as many colours because it isn't the range, and some of the colours are so similar that when you put them next to each other you can barely tell the difference, which for some reason doing this kind of stitch where you're going into the almost a layer below, like offsetting it a bit, can be harder. But yes, that was another video, and I think you could probably do that as well. You're just almost chatting, just saying what we on and what we're and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's fair. That's quite long.
So this is us, the Crafty Knit Twins. This is our introduction.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions of what we can do, any questions, if anyone even has anyone watched this far into the video, like, yeah, just say hi. And yeah, we're obviously on Instagram. That's kind of how it started. We're trying to do TikTok.
We keep forgetting.
I don't know if it's just us, but I am on Instagram more. I use that myself personally. I love the reels on it. So going on TikTok is like a second afterthought that I kind of realise like the 2 days
we need
after.
to get better at TikTok.
We do. But yeah, and now onto YouTube. So
expansion.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, if anyone has this far. And yeah, see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.